hope you guys can hear me over the cicadas. I think I said it right. Hope you guys can hear me over nature in the central air unit. Um, I like to come sit outside a lot. I'm learning to, yeah, I like sitting outside with nature. Because I just be out here yapping. How I meditate, a form of meditating for me is like, I'm sorry, I'm looking at one of my plants. Yo, my attention span is crazy. As I'm talking to y'all, I'm just looking at my plants. Like they're doing their thing. Y'all, hold on. Like, baby, yes. Oh, my little garden. But as I was talking to y'all, I also was looking down at that at the same time. But I love sitting outside with nature. I love that I'm creating a space for myself, because for my entire life, I just always like in survival mode, always having to fight, always having to fight. And I was just thinking, I was laying in the bed with my wife just now. We were watching TV, and sometimes I have to get up and move around, so I'll just come sit outside. And I was just thinking about my job and how like it consumes me, like it does, and I am like working on weaning myself off of that because this is something that I have like been doing for like years. Like I will come home. How many of you do that? Like you come home, you still thinking about work. Like nah, bro. Like no. And I work at a job that requires me to lead so much with my masculine. I'm a supervisor. I work with a lot of males, and I work with just as involved males and females, but we get a lot of males that come in our office, and it's a lot. It is a lot, and it's especially a lot when you can read people energy, like when you already know what type of time they on. Also, when you just grew up in the environment, and I just recently learned, I'm watching this video that sometimes you could trauma bond, like by the type of jobs that you got, like that's a form of trauma bonding. And my job, all the jobs I've ever let me slow down. All the jobs I ever had, like it always required me like to take care of somebody. My first job at 14, I was a teacher's aide, and I worked in that position from the age of 14 to 21, right? In addition to being a mom since I was 3, since my mother had my brother, I've been a mom. Always taking care of people, in addition to taking care of my mother and father, right? And then when I was in college, my mom had my brother when I was 19, change your life, baby. I would come home, only went to school 25 minutes away, lived on campus, but I still needed to come home to help my mother with my um, brother, and then she snuck one in. Um, and I came home, right? I had jobs in between that was working in retail, and even in that, like even working the jobs I worked in the men's department. One of my first jobs was working at this department store called Daffy's. It was like another version of Marshalls, and I worked in the men's department, and I used to have to measure the men, and they used to be creepy sometimes, but I just thoroughly like enjoyed my job. Like it was just like I took care of the people, and like yeah, in hindsight, probably the guys was probably being a little creepy to me, but they would always come and like we would just like have really good conversation. Um, when I graduated college, I started working for the Boy Scouts of America. I was their Scout Reach executive, aka. So I went out into the underserved areas and I taught traditional scouting. And then that landed me at the job that I've been at, working for our city hall. And I was a program coordinator. So I ran an after school program and a summer camp. Um, and prior to that, I actually had ran their night camp program. It was a program that was created to keep kids out of trouble and off the streets. Sometimes like their moms would be out and the kids would just be out, partying. Well, their parents would be out partying somewhere and the kids would be out because their parents are out. And so if you got picked up after curfew, you came to our program. So I ran that program, and it ran really well that they gave me two. So I was running two of those programs, being a service to others. And then eventually they promoted me to run the after school program and the summer camp, taking care of others. And then once that became too much, because I had my son and I literally had him strapped to me and like running events. All of this is in my community. I have my son and it's too much. And then I take a position doing housing assistance for individuals who have compromised immune systems, taking care of people. And then after that, I moved to Louisiana. I met my wife prior to that. Decided to move to Louisiana. Have to come back a year later. The job that I'm at now, working with justice involved individuals, taking care of them. And this job really requires me to lead with my masculine. The other jobs too, because I had to deal with a lot of people that thought it was okay to disrespect me because I was a female. And I gave off timid a lot. Because growing up, whenever I would speak up for myself, I would get in trouble for it. And I'm sitting with all of this. I'm working through all of this. I know I'm not the same person, but I'm still in these same spaces. And I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to work through this shit while I still got to be there. Even being around my family, it's different because I'm different. Like the things that I used to let slide, like zero patience for it. Like, and I had to think like, why I was really letting y'all talk to me like that. And then I had to think like, why were they so comfortable talking to me like that? And I just thought about my parents, how I was like basically groomed to take care of everybody except myself. And now I'm in this space in my life where all y'all hear is nature around me, right? But I still work in that environment. Like my family is still in that environment and I still see my family. But I'm like, I'm at peace. And peace feels chaotic. Like, you know what's so crazy? Like, because I'm rewiring my brain to like receive love, because I'm starting to learn how to lead with my feminine, like allow my wife to love on me. Even my team at work, like I bust my ass. I was at this job for such a long time and they played in my face. But I got a team of young people, like we learning from each other. It's a learning experience for both of us. And I'm learning how to let them like lead. All I ever did, y'all, was fucking lead since I was tree. Now I get to chill. I get to raise my son. I ain't had my son until my 30s. And I think it's a reason why. Like, it was a reason why that was orchestrated. I orchestrated. It was a reason why in this lifetime I picked this. Man. I really built this beautiful life and I want to learn how to be okay with not having to worry. Like, be okay with allowing people to say, it's all right, I got it. Like, I've been so disappointed so many times in my life because I literally was the one that did everything for everybody in my family. Like, I held down the fucking fort. Held down the fort for adults, as my baby used to say before he learned how to say adults correctly. I was holding down shit for the adults in my family. I've been a adult since I was 3. Like, man. Yeah, I like that. Because you just gotta laugh. Like, yeah, man. I survived. I got up out of that shit. I am here. I survived. I have survived. You are here. I love y'all. Peace.